Hey everybody, welcome back. Oh, oops, that came up quick. Awesome. All right, let me get that, push this up here so I can see it. So today's Tuesday, May 11th, and it is day 2 of my butterfly class for May. So whether you're here on Facebook or if you're watching later on YouTube, say hi. If you get, when you get here, if you're watching later, do hashtag replay. Either way, like follow me, like me, thumbs up, some of these. Hey, Sean. Awesome. I'm glad you could catch it. So I am still a couple subscribers away from my 100 goal. So I am still working on that. Appreciate it. So let's get into it. Yesterday we started our 2-day class on butterflies. The class packet, I am down to 4 of these, by the way. Yesterday I had 6, so today I have 4. So let me know if you want one of these. So you're going to get an assortment of, a piece each of the butterfly bijou paper, which ran out. A 6x6 piece of the wood-looking paper. Couple yards of 3 yards total of 3 different kinds of ribbon. A quarter pack of the Playing with Patterns resin dies, which are these little things that look like candy dots. Ooh, so very cute. I like these colors. The 5 card kits and the gift box kit with the mini card and envelope. And then a PDF will be available when I mail everything out. So $30 includes shipping, US only. Tutorial only, $15. Email me. Let me know if you want any of that. All right, let's get to it. Excuse me. Yesterday we did, let me just bring these back. We did our box. This is a 4x4 box, butterfly, and then we had the mini card to go with it. Then we had a white on white card with one of the punched out, the die cut butterflies. And then we had the wood print with the rainbow butterflies, thinking of you. So let's hop into first project today. So I love slimline cards, and we had to make one. So you're going to need this piece of paper that has the clouds and the butterflies. Now, I think these are Mango Melody and or a yellow, but the mango, it could go either way. It's either a dark yellow or a light orange, but I love it. So I'm pairing that with Bermuda Bay. Let's get this, and I don't think I scored. Oh, I did. So 7 inches by 8.5, and score that in half at 3.5. So we're gonna fold our card, and actually let me do my bone folder. So our slimline card is going to be 3.5 wide, 8.5 tall. Then you've got a piece of white that is 3.25 by 8.25. This is for the inside of your card. So let's go ahead and put that in. Now remember from yesterday, I said you do not have to have this Butterfly Brilliance set. We are going to do some stamping of butterflies on the last 2 cards, but you'll see does not need to be the same that I'm using. All right, Mango Melody. 3.25 by 8.25, same as that inside piece. Excuse me. You'll have a piece of Bermuda Bay that I've already embossed with the Parisian Flourish embossing folder. This is 3 inches wide by 2.25 inch tall. Then you'll have some already die cut butterflies from the die set. All right, now let's do this assembly. So with this slimline, I want a 3x6 piece of this designer series paper. So we're only going to use half. So I just have to think, do I want this half with the clouds here, or this half with more clouds up there? I think for this time, I'm going to go with this half. So you will want to cut your paper, just cut it right in half at 3. All right, so save that for something else. We've got this piece. So I'm going to start taping this on the Mango Melody layer. Let me get this out of the way. And I'm just eyeballing this to get it even. This is a pretty big border. Now I'm going to take the Bermuda Bay piece and I'm just gluing it right on top. And there is going to be some overlap. I did that on purpose. And I'm just going to glue this on. Just making sure it's even-ish. All right, hold that there for a minute. Now for this card, we're going to take some of the white and silver edged ribbon, and I'm going to color it with some Stampin' Blends. If you don't have these, just keep it white. What I'm going to do, I just want to tie it around here in a knot. So let's see, could go this way. Just to give you an idea, we're going to have black butterflies and then a greeting with a black scallop and a white, the stamp part. So yeah, I do want to color it, and I'm just going to do a knot. So I'm eyeballing, boop. Now when I color things with my blends, I don't like to do it right on my paper because the paper will soak it all up. So I just take a glass block, and I can clean this later with alcohol so it doesn't wreck anything. So I've got light and dark Bermuda Bay, and I'm just going to swipe it, both of them, to see which color I like better. And there's not a whole lot of difference. All right. All right, I will use dark then. I mean, I can vaguely see a difference. So just real quick, taking the fat end of this Stampin' Blend marker, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to be blue. I also don't want to spend a whole lot of time coloring this like perfect because I don't want to use all the juice of my marker. And I know it would save some if I just tied a knot, but I really do like tying it around the whole thing. That's just personal preference. And this dries pretty quickly, so if you want to color any of your ribbons, the alcohol markers dries very quick. All right, almost finished. I always have trouble finding my Bermuda Bay markers in my stash because I have like a little box thing for blues, one for reds and pinks, one's for greens. Well, my blue is full, so I have to put these in with greens because they are kind of green anyway. But every time I always end up forgetting. So it always takes me a minute to find them. All right. Now this does look a little more green than I expected, but I think that's going to change as it dries up a little. I just want to get this tied on here. But either way, I think it looks good, because there is some hints of, there's some Just Jade in here, in these papers too. All right, so we just want a knot, and I'm going to click that and that. All right, so our assembly is going to go like this, and I'm going to glue this right on. Hi, Susan. So I'm just getting through the first card here, Slimline. Gluing this on. Now, if you wanted to pop this whole layer up, I mean, go for it. That is up to you. All right, let me hold this down for a minute. Okay, Now the butterflies, like I said, these will be die cut for you. Now hopefully I will have better luck. I wanted you to see how it's going to come. It's just this little strip. Now hopefully these will all pop out. But if they don't all come out, it's not going to be the end of the world. Because like I said yesterday, sometimes I leave some on purpose. Look, it's about that same spot. Alright, I'm not going to force any. If some don't want to come out, then they're not going out. That is interesting. I know for sure that's the same spot yesterday. I wonder if it's my die, because I had it on a different spot in my chrome plate. Interesting. All right, that's going to be fine. Oop. This really would have been nice if I'd have picked these all out first, but I just did want you to see how it's going to come in that little strip for you. And as far as packaging, when I pack up these kits, something like this that's, you know, the 8.5 by 7, I would score and fold that and put that in the envelope for you. Oh, which by the way, I do have, they're either number 9 or number 10 envelopes that go with this slimline card. So all your stuff would be in that envelope. And like I said yesterday, you are cutting your own DSPs. That is just so you have choices. What if you don't want to make the same thing I'm making? I'm not going to force it. All right, let me get all this out. Now I'm going to use some just liquid glue. You could use, if you have some of the black mini dimensionals, you could use those to attach your butterflies, but I'm going to give it just a little bit of, I want that one. And if you don't want to use all 3 butterflies on your card, you don't have to. Nice. I like more butterflies. Okay. Now the greeting. So I've already punched out this oval in the black. Yesterday we had a quarter sheet that I stamped and punched out with this label punch. This time I'm going to stamp, excuse me. And again, I'm using black. Actually, I'm using a different kind of black today. I've told you guys, I have like 5 or 6 different black ink pads. So today we're going to use Tailored Expressions Oreo, which is a hybrid. I like it because you can use it, hybrid means you can use it with alcohol inks or water-based markers. Oh wait, I need a tiny, oh nope, that doesn't fit. What was I going to use in here? Maybe I'm going to have to do just the, okay, change of plans. I'm still going to give you this black oval and punch out a smaller oval, but looks like I'm going to be stamping on a white oval. All right, oops. Block. And this is a linen pad, so it's hard. It's not foamy. Hey, Rose. But that's a nice, nice black ink as well. All right, interesting. I don't know what I was thinking I was going to stamp then. So I'm using the Happy Thoughts stamp set. All right. And I don't want that being completely white like that. So I'm going to... excuse me. I'm going to bring in a little Bermuda Bay ink, which I was going to do some ink blending on the second cards anyway. All right, using the new blending brushes. Ooh, that's a lot. I like it. I re-inked my pads just about a month or so ago, and I really got them. They are really juicy, let's just say that. All right, so I guess I'm just going to keep this little white in the middle. Okay, that'll work. Now, when I use my blending brushes, I rub off the color on a microfiber towel. That's still coming up a little bit, but good enough. All right, dimensionals. Getting down to the ends on these. So Rose, did you and Marilyn ever figure out last night what that little circle was in that other die that inspired thoughts? I didn't know if it was, because I don't have it. I don't know if it's a complete, like a solid circle, or if it looks like a tire. Sorry. All right, let's put this. I usually put these down here. Let's go that. Oh yeah, maybe I'll do the little one here. That'll fit. So I'm just going to put glue on the middle of their bodies so that they can stick up a little bit. And I do have to hold that for just a minute. All right, and then this guy. Hold him in place. And then the third one. So I'm just bending them a little bit like their wings so they will stick up. Of course, when you mail it, I mean, that's gonna smash it right back. But for now, it looks cool, right? Okay, I like it. So now let's come in with some of these dots. These dots are really Coastal Cabana, and I do think it's Mango Melody because it matches pretty spot on. Why is that poking up some? Looks like I need a little glue under here. I guess I didn't get my tape all the way to the edge. All right, so let's add some. I feel like blue's gonna get lost, so I want a big mango dot right here. And maybe I will do a blue one like right here. And then a small orange one kind of, yeah, right next to there. So I still want 3. And it's not really a triangle this time, but a group of 3, it's like these things are a group of 3. This is a group of 3. So it's still kind of, I think it goes well. All right, so that is our card 1 for today, Slimline. All right, and then I'll bring all those back when we are finished. Next. And I'm just making a pile of my leftover bits. So from yesterday, I've got this leftover, this little bit, and this. So you should save those and make other stuff with them. All right, now we're going to do some stamping with the actual butterfly set. All right, so Butterfly Brilliance, this is what I'm using. And like I said, you don't need this. You can use whatever butterfly set you have. All right, but I've already got that loaded up in my Stamparatus. You're going to have a half a sheet of white paper, and again with the corner notched off. This means you're going to stamp something on it and die cut. So I'm going to stamp a bunch of butterflies that I'm going to use on this card and the next one. All right, so this one, we've got these pieces. And let me move this. Okay. So this card is, we're going to be using this one, which there's shades of Jade in here and the Magenta Madness. Our white. Okay. So this card, it was 8.5 by 5.5, scored in half, and then I cut the end, a 1-inch piece off the bottom. So I guess it's really 7.5 inches long, 5.5 wide, and then I still scored it at 4.25. Okay, so that's how I got those measurements. Let me just put this under here real quick and give it a burnish. And then I don't have a shiny mark on my paper. All right, and let me turn the page of my measurements so I don't lie to anybody. So this magenta is 5.25 inches wide by 3 inches tall. All right. And then I've got this is a white piece for the inside, standard that I do, 4 by 5.25. So I'm going to put this in first, and then we can see it's going to peek out. All right. So for this piece, I have to decide, I want a 2 7/8 inch tall piece by 5 1/8. So do I want it this part? I think that's too much pink here. So I really want up here. But again, a lot of pink. I think I'm going to go this corner. So you have to decide so that you cut it the right way. So I want all this. So I need my 2 7/8 piece. So I'm going to cut that first. So I got to turn it this way. Cut at 2 7/8. And then my magenta piece was 5.25 inches wide, and I want that to be an 1/8 inch shorter, so 5 1/8. Now again, I want it to be this way, so I want to cut off from here, so I flip it upside down and cut at 5 1/8. Okay. And this is just going to get taped on. Oh, I like that back. Make sure I go all the way to the corner this time. Okay, very small border. I am liking it. All right, now before I get any further, I want to do some stamping. Okay, so your half sheet. And where did my... Here we go. I've already got this on my Stamparatus because I did stamp another one. So take your Stamparatus, and I'm just going to put it here. Since I already mounted my butterflies over on this plate, I know I want my paper to be like right here. And it's just going to touch the very end. Okay. So where's my ink? Now I do have to get this like, I think 3 times is usually good. You could use Memento ink for this. If you wanted to color in these butterflies with your alcohol markers, you could use the Memento ink. Oh yeah, Sean and Rose, now that I'm looking. Yeah, I thought it was a tire swing, that little die. I should bring my catalog out so everyone else knows what we're talking about. Maybe later. I gotta get that spot. Sometimes when you're using the Stamparatus, if you're trying to stamp anything really close to the edge here, it's tough because it doesn't want to go all the way down. You know, it's locked in this channel. That's why I try to put my image as far away from the edges as I can. Just something that I've figured out from having it. Okay, so good. So you would stamp whatever butterfly set you have and let it dry and either die cut it or color it. I mean, cut it out by hand. So if you don't have the dies, Just boop, 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 hand cut things. I already went and stamped and die cut one using, so the Butterfly Brilliance does have this one big die that cuts, remember from our first or second card, we cut it out of the designer series paper, so it also matches the stamp set. So that just makes quick work of it, but like I said, you don't need it. You can hand cut stuff. All right, now I'm just going to save this for later for me because I didn't want to have to go out in the hall and do my die cutting. I want a couple of butterflies to put across here. So it's easier for me to color these if I have them like snapped back into their cutout spot. Actually, I know I'm not going to use this big one, so I'm just going to pull that one out, and I'm not going to use that one. Oh, tiny, tiny. So I think, if any, I'm going to use these three, and I may change my mind. Okay. So I'm putting these back in here because I'm going to use the blending brushes to color these. Now, if you were going to use markers, you wouldn't need to put them back in their holders. This just makes it easier, like it holds them in place. All right, so it is tricky getting in between because I don't want, oh, that's really dark, but that's all right. All right, where'd my rag go? And you wanted, if you wanted to do different colors on these, you know, if you wanted to mix, actually I may put in some jade there. Let's do that. Actually, let me just put a little jade down the, or Bermuda down the middle of this one. Okay. So the coloring of these I wasn't quite decided on. And that's okay. All right, just jade. So I'm going to go get a different marker for my green. And I'm going to put a little bit of that right in the middle here. And then around the edges of this one. So I'm just holding this in place in the where I cut it out, where I die cut it, just so it stays in that nook and cranny. Okay, I like that. Now, if this didn't get so inked up, like this is really feeling floppy from all the ink, you could use this as a stencil also. But okay, I like those. And then the other one, I'm going to do pink. I just decided, let's do a little bit of green for him too. Why not? So they're not all just like one color. All right, and then Magenta Madness. Now with these brushes, I only have one for pink. So I would use this for Petal Pink, for Melon Mambo. I just, you know, wipe the color off and keep going. With these things, I do not believe that you need a brush for every single color. I mean, I thought that was the whole point of being able to like just wipe them off and go, is that you really only need, I think I ended up with 12 of them. You just wipe it off and then you use it in another shade of pink. All right. So, plus storage. Can you imagine? I mean, I know I've seen some people have all 40 of them. I just don't get it. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Bring our card back in. I like all these butterflies. All right, now here's the part. You can either leave this part blank, or we can flip it over and cut a piece out. I feel like that's going to be too many colors. So I want to leave this white, and I'm actually going to stamp my greeting down here. So for this one, I want to do thank you, because that's going to fit right there in the corner. And again, I'm just going to use this Oreo ink because it's out. Any black ink. You could use Bermuda too. And hope I got this straight-ish. Yep. Perfect. All right, now ribbon. Before I attach the butterflies or this piece, you have got in your kit, you're going to have the most ribbon you're going to have is this organdy, this organza. So I'm just going to wrap this around. This is pretty thick, 5/8 inch wide, but I'm just going to do a knot. So let me just cut this off. All right, and before I do anything else, this piece and this piece, actually, put that in the pile to be used later. All right, so we'll tie this in a knot. And I realize when I do my knots, I tend to always put them on the left side. And I don't know why. I don't know if that's because I'm right-handed or if that's just how my eye goes when I look at a card. Don't know. All right, and then I'm going to trim these. All right, now I'm going to glue this on here. That is a, I didn't get that quite as tight as I wanted to. Let me try to retie this. Although this will be tricky since I trimmed the edges. All right, tight, hold that down. I just need to get a little piece that I can grab. All right, that is actually a little tighter. I got it. Okay. Shoo. Although, do I want to trim that a little bit closer? Come on. All right. Now, since I've used ribbon, I either want to pop this up or glue it. And I'm going to glue it because I want to pop up my butterflies. So anytime you've got something on the back of your card like ribbon, just regular old tape, it just doesn't hold very well. And I put glue right on the ribbon too. So the liquid glue I feel like is very strong. Otherwise, if you had like a really strong adhesive, like the red line tape, or I don't even know if tear and tape would be good enough. You could try it, but I really do like the glue better. Or pop it up. Just the bulk from the ribbon, it's always going to make it want to pull away from the paper, from the cardstock. Okay. I like this. Now look, this would be perfectly acceptable. Just like that. And you know, I may not use all three of these. I may just use two because I like this. Yeah, all right, so I'm going to glue this guy on. Now, I want this butterfly to hang off the edge, so I'm only going to put glue right behind there and stick them on. Because then when you open it, boop, it stays attached. All right, and I do want dimensionals for this guy. And I need a new sheet. There we go. I'm I'm kind of wishing there were some pink dots in this pack. But you know what? Regular rhinestones would look good too. Or pearls. I like it. But I'm going to stick with what we've got. So let's do, I'm just using the blue ones on here because there's, I suppose the purple, no, just the blue. All right, a big one, and there's 3 sizes. So I'm going to do a medium and a small. Opal rounds, yes, Sean, those would look good too because those go with like anything. Especially with those being so pearly. All right. So this is our second card for today. One more. So we're doing 3 cards today, and then we did 3 projects yesterday. All right. So I like that with the flap, and it's just, like I said, a 1-inch strip cut off the bottom. I like it. All right. This, I should save that for something else. Okay, last card for our class and for today is going to be a square card. So, I had this in here. The butterflies that we stamped and die cut from the previous card, we're going to use the rest of those for this one. Now, remember this? The wood bits from yesterday? I said save this. We're going to use it for this next card. And this is the last piece of designer paper that we haven't used. So you've got this label cut from the Tasteful Labels dies. We've got purple posy. Actually, these pieces. I don't know what these are for. So yesterday I was saying I designed this class back in March and then I didn't do it. Purple posy is retired. We don't have any more of the paper, but I have enough for the 6 packets. Plus, since these dots are purple posy, that's why I've used it. So this is going to be a square card. We've got a 5x10 piece, and I'm going to score that right in half at 5. And you will get a 5x7 envelope for this. Because if you made a 5x5 envelope, because I don't have any, just the nature, square envelopes, you would pay extra postage for them. Why do I feel like my thing went crooked? Whoopsie. Okay. But when we use a 5x7 envelope, it'll be just normal price. So that's why you're going to get one of those. Okay, so fold this in half. Let me just put this under here. Score that. Then we have a piece of purple posy, which was supposed to be embossed. Oy, hold please. I really do have to emboss this. I wanted to use the brick embossing folder, so hold on. This is what happens when I have piles of stuff from months ago and I thought everything was here. Alright, so this piece, let me flip my pager over. Oh, and I went off track with my measurements. So 5x5 square card. This should be 4 3/4. Yep, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 with the brick and mortar folder. This white piece also 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. This is for the inside. So let me tape this in. I like square cards. I mean, I like anything not standard size. I like it. Okay. Now, so I want to put this here. This is Coastal Cabana, and I believe this is 4. So 4x4 Coastal Cabana. And then I want to cut this piece at 3 3/4 square. So this is going to layer in like that. So 4x4, 3 3/4. Sometimes I try to design things where you could get the most out of a piece of like designer paper like this. So 3x3 would allow you to make 4 cards. You know, 3x3 out of a 6x6. But not this time. We get what we get. Okay, so let me attach this. Okay, trying to get that even. And I want to glue this down. So again, when I'm using something embossed, I want to use glue because it gets all in the nooks and crannies and really sticks down well. Okay, I'm going to hold that there for a minute. This I want to pop up. Now, remember I said save these from yesterday. So I want a piece that is going to come across here. So that's 4 3/4. We're only really going to see, it's going to go like this. All right, and then this is going to be popped up. So I do want, so 4 3/4 by, I think 1 1 1/4. So I'm going to cut 1 1/4 off first. And that's, so save this because this is that wood specialty paper. This you can just add a little strip to something. So we did 1 1/4 and 4 3/4. That little square. Yep, I don't want to throw that away either. All right. Now this has 2 sides. Let me bring this up. This is a lighter, it looks more like saffron, and then we've got the wood grain. So I want that side showing. Now I didn't want to use glue on this yesterday because I just think the glue will show, but most of this is going to get hidden. And since I'm putting it on the embossed part here, I just don't want it to pull off. Okay, so let me hold that there. I love it. Okay. And now again, we've got our butterflies. So just see where I'm going here. All right. So you can either color these in, you know, whether you've stamped and cut them out or die cut them. Or remember we had all these leftovers from yesterday when we cut that whole sheet out. You could use some of these if you want. Okay. Actually, let's make those in size order. So you could add some of these. I kind of think just this might be too much color with this. But first, let's get this put on with dimensionals. Now this is where if you had foam tape, which I know I've used before, I get it from Amazon. That makes quick work of trying to pop up like an entire piece like this. But dimensionals work just as well. You just use a lot of them. All right. Man, I got 16 dimensionals on there. Gail is going to be proud of me. No saggy bits. All right. And then we are almost finished. We're just going to add a greeting and figure out what I want to do with these butterflies. Actually, I like it just like this. And then with just the greeting. Yeah. So this part is going to be up to you. Whether you want to add maybe just one butterfly, because I just don't want it to take away so much, you know, from all that pretty paper. So I do want to use this, just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. And I know that fits in this label. All right, where's my block that has lines? It's pretty easy for me to line up the words when there's, I got this block from Michael's a long time ago. Probably like when I first started stamping. All right, where's that black ink? All right, I just got to drag this a little closer to me. Perfect. All right. Now I really wanted to have some purple in here, and I did get a purple sponge out. So I don't have the Purple Posy ink, but I do have Highland Heather, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. And then maybe a little pink. I wonder if there's still a little bit of pink on here. Nope, I brushed it off really well. All right. So I'm just going to get like around the edges. So if you were going to use your blends or your regular markers, you know, you could make this 2 or 3 tones. Yeah, I like that. And before I forget, I want to wipe this off. Now, I just find a different spot, you know, a clean-ish spot on my rag. And eventually I think I will have to toss this into the wash with some towels. And it should come out. But if not, it's serving its purpose. All right, so I want that there. And you should have a little bit of this polka dot white tulle left, 5/8 inch. It's kind of stretchy. So I'm just going to tie a knot because this is my very last piece. I don't think it would have gone across the whole. Actually, I can probably get a couple of knots. I don't have to do that right in the middle. Duh. Let's tie it at the end. I just want a little something. Boop, boop. All right. So this, I'm going to glue down flat. That's probably a lot of glue. Actually, I'm going to put this like right here in the middle. And a glue dot to attach this little bit of tulle. I'm really disappointed that this sold out because I did want to get some more. All right, I'm putting that there. Oh, did I not get the glue dot? Oh, nope. It helps. All right, and then I'm going to pop this guy up like right here. I like this size too, the 5x5. It really gives you a lot of room to write some stuff in. Okay, and now the dots, I'm going to use all the colors of the dots. Now see, you'll have, I mean, I've used quite a bit, but you still have some to use on other stuff. You're getting a 1/4 pack of those. So let's do that there. And we'll do a medium yellow up here, and then a little blue one. Boop. So they kind of blend in like right near the flowers, but you can see them. I love it. Okay, so that is our last project. Thanks, Susan. Let me get some of this out of the way so I can bring all of the cards back together. Hopefully I can get them in one screen. We'll see. All right, so we've got our square card. We've got our, I mean, this is regular A2 size. It's just cut off funny. And then our slimline. And actually the other 3 that we made yesterday, that's not going to fit in here. So that's today's projects. And again, just a date reminder, if you want one of the kits, which I only have 4 left, I need to know by next Wednesday, the 19th. And then I have to order just a few little things to go with it, like the dots, and maybe some more paper. I can't remember. But about 7 to 10 days it takes me to get stuff. 7 business days. And then I get the kits out. So let me know. Thank you. Give me some, likes, hearts, shares, etc. And thank you. I will be back Thursday for my regular weekly live. And this Thursday, actually, I can give you a sneak peek. This Thursday, we're going to do, it's called Faux Kitchen Tile. And it's basically you weave a background and then emboss it. And it gets, it's clear. This is 2 coats of clear embossing powder. And it's really shiny and smooth looking. So I'm going to do something different. These are the 2 that I made this weekend with this technique. So that'll be Thursday. That's what I'm doing. So come back at 11 or catch me on YouTube, whatever. All right. Thank you guys for being here and have a good day. Bye.